Alright, so when it comes to taking off the EGR valve, it takes a 12 millimeter wrench, and you're going to want to use an extension to be able to get down to it. But to make things a little bit easier, there's a little clip on the top here that slides this whole top off. Clip down on the bottom, pulls that apart, your electrical connection. Go ahead and take a pair of channel locks here and unloosen this hose clamp right here. Pull it up, pull that hose off. That way you've got a little bit more working room down in there. Go ahead and take your ratchet with your extension on there. There we go. Go ahead and start to loosen that up. Go ahead and get on to the back side right here. Before I go too far with it, also remember there's a little hose connected to it, the vacuum line. I'm gonna slide that off, pull that out of the way, and then finish taking this guy off. Now it's easy to lose your bolts down in here, or I'm sorry, the nuts to the bolts, because it's a very small working area and you can drop them down and lose them really quickly. So if you can get one of these right here, got a nice little end on it, it's flexible, you can reach down and grab the bolts with it, or I'm sorry, the nuts. Reach down on there, grab a hold of it, pull this guy straight up. Now there is a little gasket here, and you'll notice that the gasket here is still connected, and that's a good sign. It doesn't look like it's damaged or anything. Always inspect that gasket because it could be damaged and allowing airflow to get in or out, and you want it to be a sealed unit. That's what this does. So we can see here that it's still pretty clogged up in here, and that area is clogged up. And let me show you the inside here. So here we are inside, and you can see, well, it's hard to see, but you can see it's pretty clogged up inside of here and in here. So we're going to clean all that up as well. Let's go ahead and start with the EGR valve itself. All right, so we're just going to take some standard brake cleaner here. We're going to spray it around the outside of the circle on the inside of the square. You can see all the nasty stuff already coming out of it. All that carbon buildup. Brake cleaner probably works the best because, as we know, brakes get dirty. And this is a very powerful cleaner, but it's not going to hurt anything. I don't know if you can see already, but that inside's already cleaning out where I can see the actual metal. We're just going to keep spraying it real gently around there. Now I'm going to fill this inside up. Just dump it out. I'm going to fill it back up again. Shake it back and forth a little bit. And you can see all that carbon in there that's coming out. So now that I've done that, all you need is a little short, stubby screwdriver, flathead, even if you've got a long one, doesn't matter. You can scrape the carbon from around the edges there. I don't know if you can see that carbon that just came off there or not. And we'll just keep scraping it. Keeping your EGR clean is really helpful because obviously your exhaust gases go through here. And keeping this clean can help with dealing with misfires, rough idle, loss of power. Now, this isn't always the cause of a lot of problems. Usually if this gets really, really clogged up, like to the point where it's just can't do anything, then usually other things are just as clogged up. So this is a good maintenance thing. Just kind of give you guys an idea what's going on here. It's the 91 Honda Accord, and it's got an F22A4 engine in it. And no, it's not a swapped engine, all that. I know a lot of people do that, but at the moment, I'm pretty happy with it. Good with fuel mileage, and, well, it's got plenty of power for now. I'm not out drag racing it, so just keep spraying it a little bit more. Woo. We'll fill this inside back up again. Now, if you want to let this set overnight, just like that, set it down like that, you might have to prop it up, and that's okay. Not a big deal. You can just let that set overnight, and it'll continue to clean out that carbon completely. Keep it good and clean. Now, while you're doing this, you can press in over here and over here. Move that diaphragm back and forth. And you just want to make sure that that's moving okay. And it's got a good spring on it. And it's got good suction on it. If you want to get real fancy, you can connect a pump to it over here, a little hand pump with a pressure gauge on it. And you can press pressure into there, and that'll make this diaphragm go down, and you can see whether it goes up or down on the pressure. I don't have one of those, and quite honestly, I don't need it because I can tell that this diaphragm is working just fine still. So I'm not too worried about it, but we're just cleaning up the carbon today, like I said. All right, now we're just going to take a piece of wire that I've got here laying around. That'll work just fine. Yeah, you can also use a coat hanger, take it apart and use it. But what we're going to do is we're just going to spray a little bit of this down inside both ports. Ooh, it's definitely dirty inside of there. Just take this, start poking around in there, making sure that all of it gets cleaned out, all that carbon. And the reason why we're using this is because there's obviously little holes down inside of there. And we want to make sure that those holes get reopened back up. So we're just going to slide this through like that. You can also take this and just, scrape around the edges real good with it. Kind of clean that carbon through, and it'll suck through into the engine, burn up, get sent through. After you do this, take a good dose of Take a good dose of seafoam and run it through your intake, and that'll help clean out the rest of this carbon buildup that's going to get sent through. It gets sent through right into the top of your throttle body inside, and it'll get sent through right into your injectors and all that, and clean up all that carbon buildup, which is what we want to do here. That's what we're doing today, is just cleaning up carbon buildup. All right. So now we'll just take a rag, clean the top of that off, clean off the EGR valve when it dries up, and we'll reinstall it. All right, now when it comes to reinstalling it, it'll obviously just be the opposite of what we've already done. So just make sure these holes match up. Obviously, circle to circle, square to square. And we'll just set this right back down on top of the bolts. And then we'll grab our nuts and stick right back on top. All right, guys, so there you have it. That's how you clean your EGR valve. It's really simple. Like I said, you just need 12 millimeter socket with an extension, some brake cleaner, and a piece of wire to clean out the inside of the ports with on the motor. Other than that, that's all you need. Recommendation, if you have the time, just let it set overnight. Let everything dry out real good, then reinstall it. Start it up in the morning and you'll notice a difference. Having a clean EGR is important, because if you don't, you can get misfires, you can get a loss of power, rough idle, and sometimes even a check engine light, and you'll pull the code on it and you'll take it to the dealership or even to AutoZone, Advance, wherever, and they'll say, well, just go ahead and replace the EGR valve. A lot of times, almost 99% of the time, that EGR valve is still okay. So all you got to do is just clean it off and reinstall it, and that's it. It's really simple. Yes, they do go out. I mean, this one on this car, it's almost 30 years old. So it's still working just fine. So all it needed to do was be cleaned up, and that's that. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. I'll be posting some more videos later on this car. I'm going to be tackling the timing belt. We're going to also be doing the valve cover gasket and all the seals for the spark plug wells, and more to come as well. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe so you can catch all those new videos when they come out. And I really hope it helps. Please drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas, anything you would like to learn about the CB7s, 90 through 93, please just send me a message and I will get back to you and I'll try to help you guys out. Thank you.